Alright, what's up guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss show, and in today's episode, so I did tell myself in the beginning of the year that I wasn't going to do any more sad episodes, but I feel like that this episode is going to have like an uplifting second half, and it's more so to talk on like depression, that topic and things. And it's a topic that I try to avoid, but I feel like that's really the only thing that's been on my mind lately. And I feel like that I need to talk about it. Otherwise, it's going to bottle up. And then I'm just going to have a moment in time where I just, I give up. And I get in a mindset that I don't want to be in and things. So, anyways, all right, I need to just breathe because I'm getting myself distracted, and I'm not trying to get distracted in this episode. I'm trying to have full focus on this episode. But I got to looking around in my room and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to believe my teacher now when she told me that I might have ADHD, because I'm saying I'll start doing something, get distracted, and I'm like, bro, what is wrong with me? But anyways, so no, jokes aside, serious stuff right now. So, depression, how has it affected me? And I had to say, ever since high school, it's always been a big thing in my life, and then there was a point in time where it did close up. And the reason why it had closed up is because I overall had closed myself from the outside world. And I really didn't care about going out and seeing the outside world. I was like, hey, look, I am fine. I am chilled. I don't, it was, I have to say, I was a lot closer to happiness than I thought I was. I always thought, I don't feel happy. I'm miserable. I'm this, I'm that. Especially when I started working at my old job, I just overall had felt so miserable with myself. So it wasn't up until I had met this girl, and we had hit it off. We every time we talked, it was always a good conversation. We might have had our moments where we kind of didn't see eye to eye on something, but other than that, it was somebody where I was my goal, my overall goal was to work on building a life with her. So that was my goal. That was main goal. I didn't care about YouTube. I didn't care about, nothing. All I cared about was hey, if I'm going to spend a life with somebody, I want it to be her. So if I get emotional in this episode, it's because to me, it's still kind of, an emotional topic and things, because it still haunts me till this day. It really does. And it's the funny thing is I've moved on from her, but more has happened since then and stuff. So anyways, but, and this happened to me back in high school too, the whole heartbreak crap. But overall, long story short, so beginning of pandemic, March, we're talking one day, and then she tells me that she got into a relationship. And so, of course, that broke me down. And it took days for it to, overall, eventually, because it was all within a week. And I think there was a day where I had went out, I remember, I think, to go buy some shoes. Yeah, and I still remember what shoes I bought. It was these jean color or jean material Jordans. I'm actually I was halfway through customizing those shoes and never actually did go through with customizing them. But yeah, I remember I went out, bought those shoes, because those shoes was sitting heavily on my, that's how much of a sneakerhead I am. I still remember what shoes I purchased on a day that happened 2 years ago, bruh. I think I can remember every time when I bought any pairs of my shoes and stuff. I'm looking at the shoes that's sitting in my room, and I'm like, fam, I remember buying these shoes. But anyways, so yeah, I remember I had so she thought, because she knew how much like I cared for her and stuff. And so because I had brought it up all the time, like I had asked her out numerous times, and I was always like declined, said no, like she just didn't see nothing with me, but I didn't see that. So it was, and it's even like hard saying that because I'm not trying to like gas myself up to make it seem like I'm the most perfect man in the world. I'm not. I have my flaws, I have my problems, I battle my demons on a daily basis, but with her it was like I just felt comfortable. Like it's crazy because in most situations in most cases, you would think that you like when you're meeting your significant other, like, or like not significant other, but somebody that you think will be your significant other, you're like, bro, I'm nervous, like I'm gonna start sweating, I'm gonna start fumbling over my words, like I don't know what to do or how to act. That wasn't the case. Like, bro, like when I tell you that I have felt so comfortable with her, that was like the first time in history I had to say like I had talked to a girl and was like myself. Like I had felt like safe. I felt one with myself, and it was just crazy to think that, because I'm like, fam, I've never felt like this before. Like I remember when me and her, we met for the first time, I was like, I was not nervous at all. At all, bro. Like there's numerous occasions where we did like kind of meet up and things, and yeah, it was crazy because I'm like, fam, like this, I'm like, nah, she might overall be the one, like if I'm not mistaken, like this could be it right here. And so anyways, so how that went down. So yeah, now back in March of 2020, so she told me that she got into a relationship, and overall, I guess she, like, her and the guy was like in the talking or dating phase or whatever, based off of what she told me. So yeah, like, no, of course it's gonna break me down, because when you're literally building like this lifestyle in your head, like, of course, like when you see that just explode, like, right, it's like, think of yourself building a house, right? You then spent like years working on this house, like adding the rooms, the bathrooms, the kitchen. You made this house into your ideal house just for the whole house to blow up. Like, obviously you're gonna feel a certain way when that happens, and so obviously that's how I felt. And it took like days for me to eventually break down, but I knew like I was breaking down. Like, to see yourself breaking down, it's a crazy scene and stuff, because you can't stop it. You can't, like, especially if you have deep feelings for a person, you can't do nothing about that. Like, you're dealing with that. And so I remember, I think it was like the next day, and when I was buying the shoes, I had texted her and I was like, hey, look, this was just like, I feel like it was me, but at the same time, it really was. It was like, like, and back to what I was saying, like, I felt so comfortable, so I just overall felt comfortable saying that, but at the same time, like, it hurt, because I'm like, man, like, I wish it was me that you was in the talking and dating phase with, like, and that's it. And that, the crazy thing about it was like, I'm over here thinking like material things, and me saying like nice things was going to overall, like, oh, I was going to, this, like, me giving things to her, or saying nice things to her, like that's gonna make her want to be with me. And it was like that was just never the case. And so yeah, like, accepting that or understanding that, then it was like, dang, like, I had to say that was one of the first like few times in life where I've actually understood, something and things, because I'll tell you right now, I understand nothing. All right, but no, serious note, I'm trying to like shed some light and be funny in this, but it's kind of hard to, when you're talking on a very like, like, in my words, I would say it's traumatic. I know most people would just be like, bro, you got your heart broken, get over it. It's not something you just get over. It's like, like, yeah, there might be people, I feel like if people do think along those lines, where you're like, oh, if you got your heart broken, get over it. It's like, deal with it and, stop crying about it and crap. Like, yeah, you obviously have never had your heart broken, or you're so mad over the fact that you did get your heart broken. It's like you're jealous because I'm like able to talk about it or whatever. Like, yeah, you need to go see a therapist, all right? Something. But so anyways, so I remember I did send out a message like, hey, I'm not mad at you. Like, obviously, I can't remember exactly how the message went, but I did remember saying like I'm not mad, but I'm sad. I'm not mad though, but I want to bawl my eyes out and things. And so anyways, so I think some days had passed by, and I remember it was the day where I just eventually broke down. But I remember I sent her a text message like telling her how I felt, and I was like, I don't know, I just felt like that was, me throwing the haymaker punch in a boxing match, thinking that it was going to, like get me somewhere. And that's the thing where, like, it's bad being an overthinker, because you think like, oh, if you do like one last thing, like it's like, something good's gonna come out of it and stuff, and it's not. So I remember I did send her like one last text message overall, thinking that something good was gonna happen out of it, and obviously it's not, because it's never gonna go out like that. That's one thing that I have to say. It's like these romance movies is filled with lies. Don't think, oh, because you'll go chasing a girl in the middle of the rain, like something's good gonna happen out of it. No. Like, if I ever write a romance movie, I'm going to write the most realistic. It's going to be based off of my life. Like, it's going to be one of the most realistic romance movies. It ain't even going to be a romance movie. It's going to be one of those movies where it has a build-up and it has the most saddest ending of all time. And so, anyways, but yeah, so sent that message. And then she sent me a message back, like, pretty much saying, like, it's not going to work. Like, so give up in things. And, yeah, and it was the last day where I was at my old job. And so I think when I was talking on my documentary, and I have podcast episodes where I did talk on the situation, like when it was happening. And and it hurt so much, like overall trying to like accept that. But it was like, that's what I was doing. I was accepting that it wasn't going to work out. So I remember being at my old job and just not wanting to do nothing, and was like, fam, I just want to go home. I remember I was wearing these self-lacing Nike shoes, and I'm thinking like, okay, I'm happy because I'm wearing these dope shoes. It's sunny outside. I can finally wear these shoes outside. And no, like nothing, like, jokes from like my friends at work. Like no funny videos, nothing on social media. There was nothing that day that can make me happy. I could have most likely won $1 million and I would have not been happy. I still would have had, I feel like the day, like, even if like I seen the funniest video of all time, like what else? Like YouTube could have blown up, freaking because I was doing TikTok videos, like anything good could have happened to me that day, like other things that I had prayed for. But that was like my number one prayer, was like having things, like doing all of that stuff, like winning $1 million, having a successful content creating career. I wanted that with her, and it wasn't gonna happen. And so overall, yeah, it broke me down. And I remember, I got home and I was like, just overall, like just laying in bed. I think overall watching TV was just, overall sad. I don't even think I had switched out my like clothes, like from like work and stuff. Like I might have, I don't remember, but I do remember later on that night, like I felt myself like, okay, I'm about to start crying, because I was like, I had felt that like strong and heavy. And so I posted on social media, and it was like my cry for help pretty much. But I posted on social media and I was like, I need somebody to talk to, because like I am hurting right now, and I don't think I've ever did something like that before. And I was like, fam, like this is just so weird. But anyways, yeah, some friends, they did overall like, talk with me that night, but I still cried playing video games and crap. Like, has anybody ever done that? Like cried and played video games? It's honestly one of the most weirdest things of all time. But anyways, what game was I playing? Destiny? I might have been playing Destiny. I don't even remember. But anyways, So yeah, it was a wild scene to overall be a part of because I hadn't felt that like since I was 16. Like I hadn't felt that type of pain since then, and I think the last time I remember crying like that hard, or at least not even like that hard, but like just overall crying, it was like back in like 2015 and stuff. So it was like 5 years prior because it this all went down in 2020 and crap. So yeah, 5 years prior because it was like some like family related stuff. And yeah, it just overall it broke me down because I was like I couldn't do nothing and things. And I think that's overall like when it just when things break me down is when I can't do nothing about the situation. Especially if it's a serious situation, like I can't really do nothing. So I think yeah, that's when I just overall break down and just tears just start rolling in and crap. Like not even that. Like I was full on crying and stuff. So crying noises, tears, ugly face, all of it. I got the ugly cry. So, anyways, so how did I overcome all of that? Because you best believe like the depression, like it was like, cause think of it like this. It was just like the highest like magnitude of an earthquake and then the aftermath, like the destroyed buildings, flipped over cars, fires, everything that you could possibly think of, so the recovery process was overall cleaning up the mess, like overall, because it was, and it was more so like, okay, like talking, taking time, to like be one with myself and things. And overall, like, just trying to move on and stuff from the situation. So how I overall, like, dealt with it, and I call this like the getting up, phase, where it's like, okay, you gotta like stand on your own 2 feet and things, and you gotta like do something, because yeah, it like that whole situation had me laid out. So anyways, so the getting up, like phase and things. So what is that? What is the getting up phase? So the getting up phase is like you are angry at at everything. Like you're not displaying anger, but you're angry at just life. Like obviously you're gonna have your moments where you're just, not thinking the right things, but eventually you're gonna shift in a gear where you do start thinking the right things. Like I gotta get up, I gotta get out of bed. I gotta, do something. In my case, I was like, I gotta record videos. So yeah, it was like 2020, I'm recording all these videos, and it's like just, depression driven videos. And I feel like, now I'm not feeling like that. So it's kind of hard for me to like get back into, recording videos and stuff. Cause I'm like, I'm not depressed. I'm not sad. I'm not feeling a certain way and stuff. But but at the same time, like I am. So it's weird how like, what I'm kind of dealing with now, like, cause the aftermath now I feel like is, kind of like going back to this like earthquake example. Now I'm trying to like find, I guess, the resources to like build, the city up, like back together and things, because I'm like, like I feel like now everything is like clean, fresh, and I feel like I'll try to like build a building, but it just ends up like crashing and crumbling, and overall talking on that. So like I'll try to like, talk to, other women and stuff. And cause the ship has sailed with the one girl. So I've tried talking with other women, seeing like where things can, go from like, just kind of like getting to know each other and things. And then of course, like, like I tell you guys, like my rejection streak, it is strong, bro. It's like early ages of Undertaker. I feel like when they start noticing this man is like undefeated at WrestleMania, like that's where I'm at in life right now. But anyways, and then I kind of had like one where it was like, I don't know, like something could have happened, but I, was overall like chasing after another girl, and then, that ship has sailed, and I'm like, I can't necessarily go back to that girl, because I'm like, yeah, it's like, oh yeah, like now nothing ain't working out with her, so now I'm going to, be with you. I can't do that to somebody, like that to me, I'm like, I'm not that type of guy. So, and I don't even think that girl would want anything to do with me if I was to, and I mean, I ain't gonna bring it up like that, but I'm just saying, like, I just, she knew that I had liked another girl, and I told her that. And yeah, it was like I said, I was like, nah, I can't can't, have like no dating phase or anything happen, because I'm like, I know I'm not going to be like an unfaithful or a bad boyfriend. I know like any relationship I'm going to get into, I'm going to try to be like the best I can possibly be and stuff. So that's why I'm like, if I want to do that, I want to do that with somebody that I'm like, not necessarily saying I'm not interested in that, that girl that I was talking about that wanted to, date me and stuff. But yeah, I was like, I just don't want to overall, like, I guess, be in a relationship and then not be happy. Like, and I'm not saying like, because like talking with her, I'm like, like now, like, like getting to know her and, just seeing like how we could just, have conversations and stuff. I'm like, man, I kind of wish like there wasn't nobody in the picture. I probably would have been in a happy relationship, or at least, but there was just more so like, I want to be in a relationship that I want, like if that makes sense and things. And so it had like absolutely nothing to do with her as a person. It was just bad timing, I guess. So anyways, but yeah, I tried doing that and that's not going good. And then, working on YouTube videos, getting more involved in the content creating. So yeah, it was more so like that, finding previous like passions and, now going to my other blessings and stuff and working on that. Because I feel like you need to have like a line of blessings that, that you have lined up. And, you got to just start working on that stuff. So if one of your blessings is getting closer to your family, do that. If one of your blessings is, chasing after careers and all that, do that. If one of your blessings is just going out and exercising, doing that. Like, I had to say, like, I have been exercising, like crazy in these past 2 years with this pandemic and stuff, like doing multiple sets of push-ups every night, creating a workout channel on YouTube and a workout account on Instagram. And what are some other things? Like, just going above and beyond with exercising, getting gear and stuff, like looking up gym memberships and things, or just overall gyms nearby that I could just go to and work out at. But and then with content creating, I'm like, fam, like the amount of channels that I created throughout the pandemic and then the success that I've reached. So overall, like, the getting up. Is my phone going off? Hold on for a second. No, it's not. So I just felt a random vibration in my leg. I don't know if that's just me or if other people deal with that, but I'm like, fam, I don't know why my legs do that. It's like, maybe it's like phone PTSD, like, you think your phone is gone. I feel like that's probably a bad way of putting it, but it's like, it's the illusion. It's like phone illusions. That's what I'm gonna call it, phone illusions, because I'm like, fam, I swear I feel a vibration in my leg, and I look at my phone, it's like no messages, nothing. So my phone be playing tricks on me and stuff. I think it's somebody reaching out, and it's like, oh, okay, she's she wants something and things. And I'm like, oh, she wants a relationship out of me. I'm like, all right, cool. But nope. It'll be like, some fake account talking about, hey, click this link for some, sexy photos of me. And I'm like, man, get out of here. I'm like, don't stop messaging me. You're wasting my time, all right? But anyways, back to the getting up phase. So overall, what you have to do is work on yourself. When you're dealing with stuff like that, you got to overall, like, work on yourself, focus on like the bigger, pictures in your life and things, because like with whatever you're seeking after that's caused your depression, and then that's the thing though, I'm talking on my situations, like, and in case if it's a situation like your depression was caused over a death, I feel like it's just a universal like way of helping people. Is like, you gotta like keep your mind busy and be there for other people. I feel like that's like one thing that I've overall did was like start, talking more to others that, they've overall have dealt with depression, or they're dealing with depression right now, and, like helping them out. But excuse me. But anyways, yeah, like overall, I had some soda and this energy drink, so that was, the after burps and stuff. But, I feel like that's not something to really talk on in a situation like this. I'm telling you, my mind is all over the place. Like, I honestly think I might have like a side case of ADHD or something. But anyways, moving on. But no, like you overall just have to keep your mind busy. You can't just like go and think like, okay, like depression is just gonna stop randomly one day. It's like, it's not. You gotta make it stop, but you gotta do something to like get it off of your mind. Because I had to say, like, if I didn't do the videos that I had did in the past 2 years, if I didn't, get heavily into Twitch, if I didn't get heavily into TikTok and podcasting and everything else, like I would still be in the same situation that I was in March of 2020. So if I just was like laying it, if I just did absolutely nothing, yes, I would have been depressed for like 2 years on a situation. And I'm like, bro, and then that's the thing where people, not understand, or they forget, or they just don't know. It's like when you do take the time to start doing things like exercising, being active with whatever you want to do, it slowly like breaks apart, that depression. Like that's the best way to cure your depression without having to take pills or any form of medication for it. It's like you just gotta like get up, get out, and like do something. It's like that Outkast song pretty much, but yeah, you overall gotta like get up, out of bed, off the floor, like out the bathroom, somewhere, wherever you just laid out at. Even if it's your like mental, where it's your mind and you feel like mentally you're just laying down and you can't do nothing, you have to get up, okay? And then like getting out, like, yeah, you overall have to content creating, music, acting, being a doctor, being college, school, whatever it is, like you gotta be as active as you possibly can be in that. Learn new things. Like even if you don't have nothing in your life, find something in your life. Like there's so many different things that you could get into, and don't be that person where you're like, oh, well, I don't want to do this because I'm not going to be great. Fam, I suck at making YouTube videos. I suck at streaming. I suck at making music. But guess what? I still do that stuff because it is my passion. It is what's stopping me from being depressed. It's what's stopping me from being, sad and just feeling crappy all the time. I am trash at everything that I do. I've accepted that. Like accepting and just, overall like it like there. And then on top of that, besides me, fam, it's crazy. Like, cause there'll be people out there that'll say stuff like that. Like, oh, I'm not good at something. I'm saying, I'm just saying I'm trash overall, for myself, like for whatever and stuff. But there's people out there that are legit trash at things. Like they have done stuff and I'm like, no, you need to just go and like pat somebody on the back or something. I don't know. But I'm like, you don't need to be getting involved in that. But no, I'm saying like, you don't look at a situation like, oh, I can't do this because people told me I won't be good at it. Who cares what people say? My thing is this. They're not living in your head. They're not living in your body. They shouldn't be telling you what you can and cannot do. Because I'm saying there's things in this world that they can't do because they really can't do it. If you can really sing, sing. If you can really make a YouTube video, make a YouTube video. If you can really stream, stream. If you can really make a podcast, TikTok, dance, whatever it is, go out, exercise, lose weight, gain muscle, become an actor, go to school, learn like some skill, and then chasing a job profession of that. Do whatever it is, okay, to get up, okay? That is the getting up phase. You have to get up, okay? You can't just lay there and then think like, oh, I'm not going to be good at something. I'm like, my thing is this. I'm trash at things, but I know I'm good at it. To like, if that does make sense to people, I'm trash. I'm trash at everything that I do, but I'm good at it because I keep chasing it. I keep learning new things. I keep, doing more and more to it, to the point where like one day I'm going to be sitting down thinking like, dang, what was I depressed about again? That's when I'm chasing after. That's the one thing that I'm chasing after, is to be able to just tell the world one day that I am, like, obviously, things are still going to, affect me and, hurt me in some ways. But I'm like, I just want to get to a point in time where it's like, okay, I do meet somebody, I'm hitting it off with her and stuff. And then we actually, pursuing a life with each other and things. I'm like, to be able to, say that, think that, and know that that'll happen one day. I'm like, fam, that girl and any other girl that has rejected me throughout my life is not going to match up to the girl that's going to be like, yes, I am giving this scrawny YouTube video making, Twitch streaming, podcast, I am dating this content creating man to eventually have a full-on relationship, full-on marriage, full-on family with the dog, cat, hamster, pet, rock. If the kids is crazy, I don't care. But I'm like, fam, to know that life will happen one day, I am craving for it. I am sitting down, counting down the days for it, okay? Because I know eventually it's gonna happen. So anyways, you just gotta look in the positives in life, I guess, to like make this like quick and easy and things. Like you overall just have to look for the positives in life. And I feel like, once when you see those things, like, fam, like, your depression ain't gonna mean nothing and stuff. So anyways, I feel good doing this episode. I honestly do. So, but anyways, yeah, and that being said, I'll probably end up doing, more, I guess, like, to really help out people, like, talk on, like, different aspects and things, like getting up, like, with singing, getting up with content, giving people advice and motivation that they need to overall, like, just feel better in life and things. So, but anyways, and that being said, I will talk to you guys later. Thank you guys for watching. Like, subscribe, viewing this on, well, I ain't gonna do none of that promo stuff. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.